Hey guys, in this week's video I wanted to show you my standing home studio. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because, in all honesty, I haven't seen any other standing home studios. So I thought this would be something really interesting for you guys to see. Now in a second I'm going to grab the camera, I'm going to show you this stuff in a bit more detail, but to start this video I wanted to talk to you about the positives and negatives of a standing home studio and why I did it. So first things first, let's start with why I did it. Obviously it's because I was getting a bad back. I don't know about you guys, but when I used to sit all day, you sit and before you know it, you're kind of in this position here, staring up at the screen, your back's all hunched, and I'd stand up at the end of the day and be like, crack, 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 crack. My back would crack all the way up. I had a really bad back and I was like, I really got to try and get a standing desk because sitting all day was doing me so much damage. And I can honestly say, getting a standing desk is one of the absolute best things I have ever done. Honestly, it's so much better. So if you've got a bad back, this is definitely something you want to consider. Another positive for you is you're standing all day rather than sitting. So another good thing is it's quite good for weight loss. So instead of sitting down, you're burning a few more calories. So if you are a music producer that's carrying a bit of timber and you've got a bad back, this is definitely something you might want to look into. This is something that I absolutely swear by now, okay? The third positive, which I love about having a standing desk that I didn't really think about before, is that when you're standing, you're in more of a kind of active state, okay? This is just something I've noticed. And when I'm making music, I like being in a bit of an active state. Because if you think about it, making music is quite an active activity. Like you're being creative and you're coming out with ideas and stuff. And the best thing is as well, you can kind of jig around to your own music easier than you could when you're sitting down. And that's when I know I'm making music that I really like, is I want to dance to it. So that's another little positive for you there, which I find myself doing all the time, jigging around, having a dance to the music that I'm making. Now, just quickly, the only negative as far as I can see about a standing desk is, as you can see, my synths and my Ableton Push are down here. Just the way my setup is, that my original desk was like a production desk, so it had this drawer where I could put my synths in it, and now they just stay on that level. So the thing is, if I want to put in a melody or some chords, I'm kind of putting in chords like this. But I don't know about you guys, but it takes me like 5 minutes to come out with a melody, and then it takes me 3 weeks to complete the track. So most of the time I'm not actually putting in melodies anyway. So it's not really a big deal anyway, but it's one of the negatives for me of standing up like this. The other thing you have to consider is when you have a standing desk, you want your speakers to still be pointing at your ears, particularly the tweeter of the speaker. You want to aim directly at your ears. So the mistake I actually made when I first had this is, as you can see, I've got a regular desk and then I've got this kind of section here, which I've extended up where I put my screens on. It meant that I had to go ahead and get these stands for my speakers. For the first kind of 3 or 4 months of doing this, I just kept the speakers down there. So it meant all the sound was just aimed at my hips. And when I was like doing a mix and master, I had to kind of go down to get the proper effect of the speakers, which was no good at all. So it's one other thing you do need to consider is if you're getting a standing desk, you're going to have to raise up your speakers as well. Okay guys, so now I've told you the kind of positives and negatives of having a standing desk. I'm just going to quickly grab my camera and show you this stuff in a bit more detail. Okay guys, so as you can see, a regular production desk there. Then I've got this kind of extension unit that sits on top of the desk. I'll leave the links to all of this stuff in the descriptions below. And the thing about this is it's got these handles here, which if you pinch and kind of push down, it lowers it down to a regular level, okay? So you can kind of have a sitting desk or a standing desk. One of the main benefits of this is the keyboard is slightly lower than your screen, so it's kind of ergonomic, it's good, it's nice. See, like I've got another table over here, which is actually a standing and sitting table, and it's got this kind of automatic thing here where it can go up or down. But the thing is, it's kind of, you're left, if you have it standing upright, where you're right up here with your hands, and it doesn't really work very well, whereas this is a lot more comfortable because your hands are at the right level and the screens are at the right level. So I kind of prefer this, even though it looks more ugly. The other thing which I want to mention as well is that table's pretty small, whereas this one's quite big, so you kind of get the full studio effect because you can space everything out nicely and you can have your 2 screens and stuff, which is another reason why I prefer this. So my screens are like, I think they're 15-16 inch, I think. These are Yamaha HS8s. The stands that I've got are these kind of stands. I just got them off Amazon. Down here I've got a Moog Sub 5. I've got a Ableton Push, and the other thing which I want to mention as well is this thing, which is so good. Okay, so this is like a squidgy mat, right? Excuse my fluffy socks. It's a squidgy mat because when you are standing all day, your feet do just begin to really hurt, and this mat is an absolute lifesaver. And I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of got these different raised sections on it as well, which are really good because it kind of keeps you jigging on the spot, and it gives you different pressure points to stand on. So that is an absolute lifesaver. And the only other thing I've got down here is a KRK sub as well, which I don't use now. I've got these speakers here. So that's everything, guys. I'm going to keep this video really short. The DAW that I use is Ableton, but that's got nothing to do with my home studio. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So guys, that is my standing home studio. If you're a music producer that suffers with a bad back, this is definitely something you're going to want to look into. It's been an absolute life changer for me. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, why not like it, leave a comment, subscribe for videos all about music production and DJing. And also, if you want to listen to my latest track, why not hit that link right there, right now. See you in next week's video. Ciao.